The derelict station floated like a tomb in the void between stars, its ancient hull scarred by millennia of cosmic radiation. Eli Varon adjusted his welding torch, squinting at the corroded bulkhead before him. The job was simple: salvage what he could, report back to the guild, collect his credits. Nothing fancy, nothing dangerous. He should have known better. The corridor stretched deeper into the station than his scanner had indicated. Emergency lighting flickered overhead, powered by some impossible source that shouldn't still function after 3,000 years. Eli's boots clanged against metal floors etched with symbols he'd never seen in any galactic database, spiraling glyphs that seemed to writhe in his peripheral vision. Just a quick look, he muttered, ignoring every survival instinct screaming at him to turn back. The chamber at the corridor's end stole his breath. It was massive, cathedral-like in scope, with walls that disappeared into shadow. But it wasn't the architecture that froze Eli in place. It was the creature chains, thousands of them, each link as thick as Eli's torso, forged from a metal that gleamed with an inner luminescence. They wrapped around something enormous, something that radiated heat even from 100 meters away. Through gaps in the metallic cocoon, Eli glimpsed scales the color of molten starlight, claws that could rend starship hulls, and one massive eye, vertical pupil blazing with ancient fury, fixed directly on him. Sarathra, Eli whispered, the name surfacing from forgotten legends his grandmother had told him as a child, stories dismissed as mythology, tales of dragon guardians who had defended the old galaxies before the Great Silence. The eye blinked, slowly, deliberately. Eli's scanner shrieked warnings. The chains weren't just restraints, they were siphons, draining energy in a continuous loop, feeding it into the station's core. This creature had been powering this dead station for centuries, maybe longer, kept in perpetual torment as a living battery. Eli felt rage boiling in his chest, hot and righteous. That's wrong. He was just a mechanic, a human, one of the youngest species in the known galaxy, barely noticed by the ancient civilizations that dominated the stars. He fixed ships. He kept engines running. He wasn't a hero, but he knew machines. And he knew suffering. Eli approached the nearest chain anchor, his fingers already analyzing the locking mechanism. Advanced, yes. Impossible, no. Everything had a weakness. Everything could be undone. The Galactic Council had taught the universe to accept the unacceptable, to ignore atrocities if they were old enough. But humans? Humans were dangerously good at breaking things that needed to be broken. Hold still, Eli said, as if the chain titan could do anything else. This is going to take a while. Hours bled into days. Eli worked without rest, his fingers flying across control panels, rewiring power conduits, overriding fail-safes that would have killed a less stubborn engineer. The station fought him at every turn, its AI defense systems ancient and vicious. But Eli was patient, methodical, human. When the final lock disengaged, the sound was like a universe exhaling. The chains fell away in a cascading avalanche of metal. The Dragon Guardian rose, unfolding wings that blotted out the chamber's ceiling, each membrane crackling with released energy. Sarathra was larger than any ship Eli had ever worked on, more magnificent than any star he'd ever witnessed. Power radiated from her scales in visible waves, reality itself bending around her presence. Eli should have run, should have cowered, should have done anything except stand there, wrench still in hand, meeting the gaze of a being that had existed before his species learned to make fire. Sarathra's voice wasn't sound. It was something deeper, resonating in Eli's bones, his blood, his very atoms. Why? Such a simple question, such an impossible answer. Because nobody should be in chains, Eli said, surprised by how steady his voice sounded. I don't care how long ago it happened or who did it or what excuse they had. It was wrong. The Dragon Guardian tilted her massive head, studying the small human who smelled of machine oil and carried himself with the quiet confidence of someone who understood how things worked. In all her millennia of imprisonment, countless species had discovered this station. The Valorians, the Krenth Collective, the assembled mind. None had helped. None had even tried, but this human, this insignificant, brief-lived creature had spent days freeing her without asking for reward or recognition. I am Sarathra, guardian of the burning throne. I have ended empires, I have silenced suns, the galaxy once trembled at my name. Cool, Eli said, genuinely impressed. I'm Eli. I fix things. Something that might have been amusement flickered through their telepathic connection. The council will hunt you for this. Small one. They feared me then. They will fear me more now. Eli shrugged, already packing his tools. Let them try. Humans are good at making powerful friends. And if I choose you? If I bind my fate to yours as guardians once did with champions of old? Eli paused, wrench halfway into his tool belt. I'm just a mechanic. No. Sarathra lowered her head until her eye was level with Eli's entire body. You are the first in 3,000 years to see chains and choose to break them. You are exactly what this galaxy needs. The bond formed between them, not ownership, not servitude, but partnership. Two beings who understood that the universe ran on systems, and sometimes those systems needed fixing. As they departed, the dead stationed together, a human mechanic, and an ancient dragon. The galaxy had no idea that its carefully maintained order was about to encounter humanity's most dangerous trait, the inability to leave broken things broken. Behind them, the station's core finally collapsed, its power source freed. Ahead, the stars waited, and somewhere in the dark, the Galactic Council was about to learn why humans had a saying, if it's broken, fix it. If it's enslaved, free it. If it objects, well, we'll fix that too. Eli smiled, hand resting on Sarathra's scale. He had a feeling his mechanic days were about to get a lot more interesting.